Ja, zurück bei Fast Forward mit the wonderful Norman Cook on my show. Welcome.
Have we started?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're taking that.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yes. Auf Wiedersehen. Are you going already?
Well, Schuligan, Auf Wiedersehen and Dankeschön, vielen Dank is about all I know. Sorry.
But that's better.
Oh, and Zwei Spiegelei mit Pommes frites.
Oh, good. I can do that in Hollandish.
In Hollandish?
Een klein pommes frites en één frikandel. Dankjewel.
Great, you had all the fried eggs and eat in 3 languages. Marvellous.
By the time this is going to be broadcasted, your single is out already, Sunset, The Bird of Prey, and you've got a Jim Morrison sample in the song.
Yeah.
And I sort of didn't really imagine you as being a great Doors fan, is that right?
I'm not a great Doors fan. I am a fan. I mean, I've got, you know, like the 3 big albums, but I haven't got all the sort of box sets and anthologies and whatever. No, I'm not a rampant Doors fan, but it was more to do just being a dance producer, you're always looking for a cappella samples that you can make a tune out of. Yeah. And I found a bootleg of sort of a cappella Jim Morrison, and most of it was kind of poetry, but he just sung those 3 lines and they just sounded...
But it's quite an unknown thing, isn't it? People wouldn't...
I thought no one had ever heard of it at all until we kind of went to their lawyers and that, and it apparently, after he died, the rest of the Doors did actually set Bird of Prey to music, but I kind of deliberately didn't listen to their version while I was doing mine.
Okay.
Now I suppose I should go out and buy the box set.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's it has actually, that's why it's called Sunset, brackets Bird of Prey, and not Bird of Prey. Yeah. Because it has actually been published as Bird of Prey.
It's a legal thing, calling it
that. Yeah, well, it's a legal thing. It's more to do with the royalties and computers. Yeah. Because if there was one song called Bird of Prey written by Jim Morrison and one called Bird of Prey written by Jim Morrison and Norman Cook, then the computer would get confused and the royalties would go to the wrong place, so...
Oh, so now you have to name the songs for the computers today. That's
terrible. Unfortunately, yeah. This is the age we live in.
Yeah, oh God. And I read something really charming, that you test songs on friends, is that true?
Yeah, yes.
What was the sort of worst reaction you ever got from a friend?
Well, being ignored is always the worst reaction.
Oh, okay.
What I kind of do, I mean, I live, at the moment, for the time being, I live with my wife and another couple. Yeah. But in this quite big house, and I'll start a song, and if after 12, because they can all hear it, you know, the living room's next door to my studio, so they kind of hear the bass lines at least while they're watching TV. Yeah. And if after about 12 hours no one's come in and gone, oh, I like this one, you know.
You throw it
then I just throw it away, yeah, I know it's not very good.
That's good. And sort of, did you get bad reactions? Did you have fights with friends or whatever?
Oh, no, I mean, I never sort of say to them, what do you think of this? And if they say it's rubbish, I go, what's rubbish about it? Tell me how bad. No, it's got to be a polite thing. No, it's more of just a positive thing when I know when I'm doing something right, because they go, oh, you know, they just walk past and they just shout out, oh, I like this one.
And sort of talking about samples in general, would you describe yourself as a samples collector? Do you have lots of... Really?
Yeah, yeah.
So you buy lots of crappy records to find something little really good?
That was actually the first 2 months of making the album involved just going to record shops, especially in America. Like, I was over in LA for the Grammys, and I just spent 2 days going through all these old record shops, just buying all these really rubbish old rock records for like $1 each, literally like 200 of them. And then sitting and listening through them, looking for samples. But yeah, no, I don't know if you're aware of the expression train spotter in England.
Well, I only know the film.
Train spotter. Well, train spotters are people who sit and just watch trains and take down the numbers. And it's like the boring collector, you know, the one who wears the anorak and just sits there. They've always got broken glasses.
Yeah, like stamp collectors
a bit, yeah. But even more dull.
Even more terrible.
Yeah. They make stamp collectors look like extreme sports enthusiasts.
Yeah. And in your opinion, what should a sample do to a track?
Well, in my case, kind of they make up most of the track. I don't know, I mean, a good sample is, for me, the perfect sample is one where if you played it to the person who made the original record, they wouldn't know it was their sample. Because it's like going backwards or it's been distorted or something like that. Yeah. One of my only rules is not to sample anything that was a hit in the first place. Because that's kind of too easy. You know, like Puff Daddy just gets the chorus of a police song or something. So I like to sample obscure stuff, which is great because on the whole it's cheaper to buy. You know, the records are only $1 each, and nobody recognises it and goes, oh, that's that, you know. And hopefully when you're clearing the samples, you don't get charged so much. Yeah. So, you know, I'd sample this Jim Morrison vocal that no one's heard, but I wouldn't sample, you know, Light My Fire or something like that.
Okay.
So they're the standard, the basic rules.
But are you sad at all that sort of some people are dead that you would like to record songs with?
I'm sad my granny's dead.
But would you record a song with her?
She wasn't the world's best singer, I'll be honest with you. She was a lovely lady, but not a great singer. Well, no, because on the whole, until this album, I only kind of nicked the samples off records anyway, so
yes, of course.
It sounds callous to say it, but, you know, it doesn't really matter whether they're dead or alive, but, you know, I didn't mean it like that, obviously, but, no, it doesn't really matter. In a way, sometimes if it's someone who's dead, you know, the idea of making a supergroup of, like, Jim Morrison on vocals, you know, John Bonham on drums, you know, you can make your own you can make your own fantasy supergroup just by using samples.
Yeah, that's true. And so here
I suppose in a few years we'll be able to actually make the video, you know, with your digital.
Oh,
you could like
yes, and have
actually create a supergroup.
Like this Elvis performance, you know, Elvis on tour.
I haven't.
They have a laser show, and the real Elvis band complete all the background singers. All on the stage, and they have
well, they're holograms,
a cinema thing. Well, sort of a bit like that, and people sort of start crying, and because it's as if he's alive. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You should go and see it.
I will do. What I'm working on actually is having my head digitally scanned.
Yeah.
So that way, for photo sessions, I can just send them a CD-ROM of my head, and I don't have to turn up. That'd be a good use of technology, I think.
So that it looks really real.
Yeah, and they can put whatever makeup they want on it, and they can.
But then they would make you smile really stupid. And
that's all right. I don't care. It's not. I'd be in bed, so I wouldn't know anything about it.
Yeah, so fuck it. So here goes Sunset, in brackets, Bird of Prey. Yes.